In the heart of the village of Eldoria, where rolling fields kissed the horizon and rivers sang lullabies to the wind, stood a great tree. It was older than the village itself, with roots that dug deep into the earth and branches that reached toward the heavens. Its emerald leaves shimmered under the sun, and in the moonlight they glowed faintly, as if holding whispers of forgotten dreams. The villagers called it the Tree of Hope. Legends spoke of a time long ago when Eldoria suffered through endless droughts and famine. Crops withered, rivers dried, and despair took root in the people's hearts. One day, a weary traveler arrived carrying nothing but a small seed. He knelt on the cracked earth and planted it, whispering words the villagers could not understand. Rain fell that very night, soaking the soil, and by morning, the tiny seed had sprouted into a sapling. Over time, it grew into the mighty tree that now stood at the village's center. The villagers believed that the tree possessed a quiet magic, not the kind of magic that granted wishes, but the kind that stirred something deep within the soul. Whenever someone was lost, uncertain or burdened by sorrow, they would sit beneath its shade, rest their hands upon its rough bark, and whisper their troubles. They would leave with lighter hearts, as if the tree had absorbed their despair and returned only hope. One such seeker was Liana, a young girl with eyes like stormy skies. She had once been full of laughter, but the great storm that swept through Eldoria had taken everything from her: her home, her family's crops, and her father's beloved workshop. Now all that remained was loss. One evening, as the sun bled into the horizon, Liana walked to the Tree of Hope. She knelt beside its roots and let her tears fall onto the earth. "What do I do?" she whispered. "How do I keep going when there's nothing left?" The wind stirred through the branches, carrying the scent of earth and rain. A single golden leaf, unlike any other in the tree, fluttered down and landed in her hands. It was warm, pulsing with a quiet energy, and for the first time in weeks, Liana felt something other than despair: hope. She didn't know why, but she felt it deep within her chest, like a tiny ember refusing to die. She wiped her tears and clutched the golden leaf tightly as she stood. The next morning, she gathered the villagers. "We cannot wait for miracles," she told them, her voice steady despite the fear in her heart. "We must rebuild together." And so, inspired by her courage, the villagers worked side by side. They reworked the fields, rebuilt homes, and repaired broken shops. Liana's father, who had fallen into deep sorrow, found his strength again and returned to his craft. Day by day, Eldoria healed. Liana planted the golden leaf near the village square. To her amazement, a new sapling sprouted within days, its leaves already tinged with gold. As it grew, so did the village, stronger and more resilient than before. Years passed, and whenever darkness crept into a heart, villagers would visit the Tree of Hope, just as they always had. And there, beneath its branches, they would find the courage to keep moving forward. For hope was not something given. It was something awakened. And the Tree of Hope would always remind them of that. Please like, share, and subscribe.